course, I've had many lovely requests for a makeup collection, eyeshadow palette collection video, and I'm so excited to finally be filming this video. I do eventually plan on doing a whole makeup collection very soon, but I figured that I would start with the palettes so I could focus on those. I hope that you enjoy. I will also say that if you're here, I'm assuming it's because you want to see my eyeshadow palette collection. So I expect no judgment about how many palettes I have, as well as how many I haven't used yet. It's actually a goal of mine in 2022 to do more eyeshadow looks and really use the makeup I own, so these won't be staying unused for long. Okay, let's get into it. I think that I'm going to organize it a bit, and I'm going to start with my beloved palettes, the ones that I love the most, that I use the most, and then my fancy palettes that I consider works of art, almost, and then just everything else. Okay, I think that the first palette I want to show you is this mini pastel palette by Huda Beauty. This is actually the only Huda Beauty product that I own, and I really love it. I got it in a boxy charm, and I remember really hoping that this color selection was the palette that I got. I thought it was very unique. This is they had a pastel collection that they did a couple of years ago, and this is obviously the mint one. Mint. And I've used it a couple of times. Let me show you the colors. Here it is. How pretty is that? They're so pretty. I've used quite a few of these shades. This one in the middle is actually the inner corner highlight I have on right now. I love using highlights that have a color tint to them in my inner corner. I just think it's the perfect little pop. Huge fan. I've also used this shade, this one in the middle, and this one over here. So quite a few. I was really happy with this palette. I will say, I definitely think it's really good for more ethereal looks. Just kind of a nice shimmer glaze type feel. That's definitely the looks I use with this palette. The shimmers, they weren't the most opaque or full coverage, if that makes sense. Super fun. I love how unique this is. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do another mini palette. I love this one as well, and this one is one I got on my own. I didn't get it in a box, and it's from the Morphe collection from Anastasia Beverly Hills. A while back, she did this volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 collection of these massive eyeshadow palettes, and I knew that I didn't need all that. so I wanted to get a little something, so I got this mini one, which is the Mini Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1. This really was my favorite. Yeah, let me show you. I've also found that I gravitate towards smaller palettes, just because they're easier to use, they're less overwhelming. You know, you can immediately decide the look you want to do and just go for it. However, that being said, these are quite bright colors, you know. It's not exactly a neutral palette, but I was really happy with this, and I've used it a couple of times. This middle shimmer is stunning. It's really nice. This is nice as well. So is this. I have not used this row of colors yet, but I really want to. I thought this was like a fun pinky purple palette that I was really happy with. I also really love the packaging. It's just very pleasing and nice, and I generally like plastic packaging because it's so much easier to keep clean. I really prefer it. Okay, next. Oh, what I want to show you. Yeah, let's do this one. We have a palette by Fenty Beauty, and if I'm not mistaken, this is our first eyeshadow palette from the brand. I'm pretty sure this was the Moroccan Spice, or this is the Moroccan Spice palette. And this was something that I got in a BoxyCharm. BoxyCharm did this full Fenty box, and every product was a Fenty Beauty product, and I loved it. But this was definitely the item that I was most excited about. It's really nice. I've used it quite a few times. Also, I think my nails look so cool with this kind of color collection. I love these. They've got like that magnetic polish effect. They're just press-ons. They're just press-ons. It's a windy day outside today. I'm sorry for that. Okay, I'm gonna do another Colourpop palette, the same shape, but this one is from the Mulan collection. They came out with this about a year and a half ago when the Mulan live action movie came out. It was kind of like a tandem promotional thing, but this was another palette I definitely didn't need, but I really was drawn to it. I also got the lip trio, which was like a lipstick, a liquid lipstick, and a lip gloss, and I actually used those all the time. Like I'm halfway done with all of them. They're really nice products. This is a palette that I have not used yet, but I really need to, because look at that. It's so like smoky and warm and like powerful. This feels powerful to me. Whoever created this definitely had a vision and they executed it. Like you get that from this. I can't wait to use this shade called Loyal, and also I love the artwork on this. I love how feminine yet bold she looks here. Also, like the new song that was made with the movie that is called Loyal, Brave, and True. And I wonder if that's what this says, Loyal, Brave, and True. I'm curious. But yeah. I really love this one. I can't wait to create like maybe like a smoky liner type look. Okay, next. This is probably my most used palette, and it's only got 5 colors in it. This is another BoxyCharm box item, and it is a mini palette by Natasha Denona, and I was like thrilled to get this because Natasha Denona's like full-size palettes are so expensive, and I can't justify that cost, but I've always wanted to try the shadows, and this is perfect. And I gotta say, I love this. I love creating looks with this. This gold, I basically don't use any other gold at this point. It is the most vibrant, powerful, bold, like gold you've ever seen. I'm really happy with it. And like I said, I'm drawn to smaller palettes because it's so much easier to just go in and get a look and get out of it, you know? know, it's quick. Also, I love warm toned looks, so I'm really happy with this. This palette is called Peak, and it has 5 shades, and this shade is called Shine. I'm not surprised. This like whitish neutral one is really the one I don't use. I just don't find I need it. I kind of use a slightly darker tone as a base color for like my skin personally. Natasha Denona. If you're interested in trying her shadows or the brand's shadows, I would recommend picking up one of these mini palettes before you do one of the big ones. There's a bunch of different color variations. This is not the only one. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, let's do this one. This is another BoxyCharm box like item. Again, a lot of my palettes are from BoxyCharm. One of the many reasons I stopped, I just didn't need anymore. But this is a collaboration with like some influencer and Dose of Colors, which Dose of Colors has my all-time favorite liquid lipstick. They're the best. And I don't know, I find myself really drawn to this time and time again. You can see it's super messy, but I just really like these colors. I think it's enough uniqueness, but enough wearability. This is also a pretty great gold. I'm a huge fan of gold shimmer eyeshadows. I also find that this is quite wearable. I use both of these as like an eyeliner, and they pair well together because this black one has like reflects of blue and silver, so they look really cool together. I don't remember the name of this. I don't remember. It's just the influencer's name, which I can't read. I can't tell what that says. I can't remember. But I also love this like tropical packaging. Just very nice. Okay, next I want to show you this set of palettes, and if you're a big Jaclyn Hill fan, you'll recognize this. This is her Vault collection with Morphe. I actually used to have her like first ever eyeshadow palette with Morphe, but I used it into the ground. I hit pan on almost every shade and it got old. I had to throw it out, but I still have this, which she released this sometime after the first palette, and it was kind of like all the colors, all the shades that didn't make the first palette, I think. And she kind of combined them in collections, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different palettes. As usual, there was some drama with this collection. I personally didn't experience anything bad. I used and loved all of these and had a really good experience with them. I love this box. Like, this is like, I love keeping this on my vanity. is a really like funky and interesting color selection. As you can see, I really got into that green. This is so difficult. To that green up here. It's called Trickery, and I love a good moment where you just take some green and put it all over your eye. This was a really fun palette to play with and create kind of dark, unique, smoky looks. I used to be a huge Jaclyn Hill fan, and it's not that I don't like her anymore or have any problems with her, but I just am not in the beauty industry and I don't follow the influencers as much as I used to. That's really it. Okay, let me show you one more. I think her personal favorite is Ring the Alarm. I think that was her favorite one. Probably because it has a warm tones, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she loves red, warm toned looks like this. And I do too. And I took a lot of inspiration from her. But this was a really fun palette. And I loved this one as well. Bling Boss is really a lot of purples, and then Armed and Gorgeous is more like cool toned greens and tans and stuff, if I recall correctly. Here, I'll just quickly show you the other two. This is Bling Boss. Yeah, very purpley and red and like jewel tones. Hence Bling Boss. Yeah, I used this one as well. And the last one, Armed and Gorgeous. Yeah, so we just basically got, some cooler toned neutral colors, some green, some gold. Yeah, this was really pretty too. I really liked them all. Just my personal opinion. Okay, let's put them back. I love the sounds that this makes, to be honest. Okay. Yes, so this is the vault. And here it is, all put back together. drops pressed glitters. I highly recommend use glitter glue. Otherwise, it doesn't really stay. It doesn't really hold. So that's my one recommendation. Oh, I also use the silver shimmer, which is called Ice Crystals. Yeah, this is definitely very unique. I think, like, it's wearable, but it's different, and I was really happy with this. Also, I love this size. I really do. It's the perfect palette size. It definitely, the colors feel like Elsa. They feel like Elsa to me. Okay, and then Anna. I do think that I preferred Elsa's palette over Anna's. That being said, I haven't used Anna's yet, so I just think visually from the color selection, I'm just more intrigued by Elsa. But of course, this is beautiful, beautiful. I love all the details, So cool. Okay, I think it's better to, I can't figure out how to hold these. Let's do it like this. It's really pretty. It really is. This is so fall to me. This is so fall. I definitely feel like they went with like the Frozen 2 feeling for these colors way more than Frozen 1. Like, this really does look like Anna in the second movie way more than the first. So I thought that was nice. That was nice to see. Yeah, some of these names are so cute. We have, oh gosh, I can't even read that. Scooch, does it say Scooch? Scooch in, maybe. Scooch in, and then Adventure and Warm Hugs. Autumn Breeze. You know, it really is beautiful. Colourpop never does anything bad. Visually, especially. Yeah, I'm still really happy that I got both of the sets. I actually think I did a whole video dedicated to unboxing these when I first got them. Okay, and then I have this beautiful palette. One of my favorite colored eyeshadow looks are pink. I love doing pink eyeshadow looks, and this palette, which is called Truly Madly Deeply, is all about that. It says Valentine's Day to me, like February. It's all the pretty vibes, and I regret to say I haven't used this yet. I think I haven't wanted to touch it because it's so pretty, but I know I need to. I love it. This is a palette that I immediately saw. I was like, I have to get this. I must have this. And yeah, I can't wait to dive into like this fourth row. This is what I love a lot. And then this one, which is called Mr. Sandman. Yeah. Also, just what an aesthetically pleasing palette this is. names on the backs of the palettes as well. That's just a nice touch. A nice touch. Okay, and then another pink palette, but this one I have used a lot, is another 9-pan from Colourpop called Lovebird. And I think this is one of those collections that like Colourpop just like released in Ulta, but like not an official online collection. But I've used this actually more times than I can count. Actually don't need to hold it like that. I can hold it like this time. And yeah, these are strong pinks, very strong. But I love them, and I've done a lot of looks with like especially these four. And then I've kind of stayed away from the pressed glitter. Like I said, you really need glitter glue, and I don't always like using glitter glue with my eyeshadow looks. So these are for the ones that I've really have used, especially that one, which is called Flower Boy. And then this one is called Peacocky. Yeah, it's definitely like a peacock themed, as you can see, with the design up here. Oh yeah. My nails look so good with this. Eyeshadow looks as much anymore, but I went through a phase where I did them all the time. Okay, I think I have one more beloved palette to show you, and it's got a reflective top, but it's actually another Dose of Colors palette called Sassy Siennas. This was another BoxyCharm item that I was really happy with, and it's just a simple warm-toned look, and it's just easy to use. The colors are pigmented, they're easy to blend, just like all the good things. Yeah, I haven't used this as much as some of my other palettes, but I would say I've done a good 4 to 5 looks with this, so I'm like confident in saying that I like it. It's good to use. The names are Stay Sassy, Brassy, Foxy, Bossy, and Oh So Sassy. Oh So Sassy. Cute. Okay. Oh. I feel like I knew I was gonna miss one. This is probably my most used palette to date. It is Colourpop's first collab with Disney, and it was their Disney designer collection, which was all about the princesses. And this palette is called It's a Princess Thing, and this was given to me as a gift a long time ago. You can see that it's quite messy, but I loved it. I really love this palette, and I just used it over and over again. Beautiful color selection. I also loved the detail of having all of their signatures up here. Really cool. And then as as usual, the artwork is stunning. I love the fashion, stylish, chic feeling this has. They look awesome. I want all of their outfits. I also love the shade names. I think that's so fun. Whoever gets to come up with these has a really fun job. This one is called Grumpy. Then we have a boo over here. Midnight Curfew, which I love. Thingamabob. Poison Apple, Enchanted Rose, Prince Charming, Fairy Godmother. Just some good names. Some good names. Yeah. Really beautiful. I think it's fitting that this is my last beloved, if you will, palette, because it truly is. It's probably an all-time favorite for me. I probably don't use it as much now because it's quite old. I've had it for a couple years now, and after a while the shadows just, they're not the same, you know? Okay, let's move on to my fancy palettes. Okay, first, I no longer financially or like in any way support Jeffree Star, but at one point I did, and I have quite a few of his palettes. I don't like to show his products too much, but I figured I could just run through some of these because they are beautiful. Like, I do consider these pieces of art. A while back, like right around before I stopped supporting him, he like did these mystery boxes, and I got a few, and that's where I got a lot of these palettes. Like, I didn't buy them all individually. I got them as like I got a deal on them, I guess. Okay, let me show you this one first. Look at this. Like, it's so extra. This is the Blue Blood palette. It's so massive. I love the detailing though of this clasp. Blue Blood. Okay. Now this is gonna be a little hard to show you because this thing is a massive mirror. But let's see if I can just. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that. Like, this color selection is absolutely insane. Like, as you can see, I haven't even touched it yet, and I think it's because I'm a bit overwhelmed every time I look at it. Also, blues, like this kind of blue isn't really a color those colors crazy. And some of these names too. Crystal Flesh, Undertaker, Celebrity Skin, Blue Blood, Priceless. I mean, like, you do have to give him credit. He knows how to make a mind-blowing eyeshadow palette. Just like the attention to detail is insane. And if you can't tell, it's a coffin. That's what it is. Super into Jeffree Star and and I thought this was like super cool, like watching the process of this being made. It felt special, you know, it did in that moment, but I totally regret buying it. I'll show it to you. Again, that very coffin-like, but these colors, maybe I can try to not show it to you like upside down, but these colors are crazy. Like, what an interesting collection of colors. Like, even more so than the blues. I don't know what to do with this. Like, nothing seems to like go well together. I don't know. This is just such an interesting palette. It's cool, don't get me wrong. The names, obviously all the names are like iconic things for the two of them, like Trisha Paytas, Diet Cola, What's the D? Like, it's really cool. I do have to say, maybe I'll use it in some more ASMR videos and get some better use out of it. Like I said, I don't really like to show his products on videos, but I feel like I had to include it on this one. Okay, I have two more Jeffree Star palettes to go through. Then there's this one, the Alien palette, which is like wacky. It's like so crazy. This is another one I got in a mystery box, and I have used this one, and you know, the shadows are really great. They really are. They perform amazingly. Here that is. I almost feel like this is a more doable colorway than the other palettes. Like, I've used this green, I've used this color, and this one, and that one, and that one. I'm pretty sure. I think I did like 1 to 2 makeup looks with this when I first got it. I'm sure this black is great. It's called Black Hole. I do love the different stamps he'll like have throughout his palette. Sorry for that reflection. I think that's like a cool little, I don't know, accent, like the Alien X-Files and the little saucer for flying saucer. It's a cool like addition in my opinion. I definitely didn't need this palette, but it's very unique, very fancy, but unique. Okay, and then my last one that I have, which is probably my favorite out of all the ones I have of his, which is the last palette I have of his, which is probably my favorite palette, probably because it's the most usable, is the Thirsty palette. And this was like a summer type collection he did. Here. See, it's super usable. Super summery, super pretty, especially that top row of like peaches and pinks. Those are really nice. And yeah, I think I'm most happy with this one. It's definitely the most usable. Thirsty. And I love how the package, it's like a creamsicle on a hot summer day. It's not a summer day. Pretty packaging. There's like these like plasticky, like they're like water droplets, but they're shiny. It's a cool effect. It's a cool effect. Okay, we're done with Jeffree Star. Let's move on to this. Look at this. It's a Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette set, and like they came in these like cute drawers. And this was actually a gift from someone that I consider to be my second mom, and this was really special. And because it showed me that she really knew me, because like this is so pretty. Like this is something like I want to keep forever, and then makeup like so cool. It's a really cool item. Here, I'm gonna show you the palettes and then we can tap more in the box. Okay, the first palette that the box came with was the Soft Glam palette. And this is like the iconic Anastasia Beverly Hills like palette shape and whatnot. Like all the palettes look like this. And here's the inside. Super glam, super warm tones. Very beautiful. These palettes are really beautiful. Very high quality, very usable. You could create so many good looks with these. But the one I was really excited about was the iconic Modern Renaissance palette. true Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes I ever had, and I love them, and I'm so happy about it. Yeah, like what a beautiful set. What a beautiful set. And what I love about the box is that this glitter, it doesn't come off. It's not flaky or messy, so it will like get everywhere, and it'll actually stay glittery. This is another palette that I really don't need, but I plan to use. Yeah, this is the one thing about this type of packaging. Like, obviously this is the cover of it, but like, it already is so dirty and I've barely touched it ever. And obviously the sleeve has ensured that this has stayed a bit cleaner. It's beautiful. The matte, the soft matte touch is really nice. Really nice, really nice. This is gonna be hard to show you because this whole thing is a mirror. Like, it's a big, heavy mirror, but yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. Like, this whole top row, immaculate. Also this one, like, it's a shame I haven't used this yet. I really need to get on that because they're big pans and I know they have big payoff with the coloring. And I loved the unique organization where it was like, here's the different type of shadows. So glitter, metallic, sequin, and matte, and then it's poet, aura, soothe, story, ritual, memory. Like, it's really cool, but definitely an unnecessary purchase on my end. But I want to do a look with this soon. Probably you've been able to tell why I haven't purchased much makeup in the past year and a half, because I just don't need it. collection. This is a palette that my aunt gave to me, and I actually really like it. I haven't used it as much as some of the others, but it's really fun. And this is my only Too Faced eyeshadow palette, which is fun. I also like the packaging a lot. Here it is. As you can see, I lost one, which is really sad because it was a really pretty one. But otherwise, I still love this palette. It's just, you can make like a really like kind of grungy, gritty, sparkly look with this, if that makes sense. And it's fun to just be messy sometimes, like, you know what I mean, with your looks. Yeah, I really like this one. It's called Pretty Rich. Pretty Rich. Also, the packaging makes lovely, lovely sounds. There's just like this cute little heart element on the edge here. Pretty rich. Okay, I'll do this one next. This was actually a gift, and honestly, it's a beautiful palette, and I really think this is one of the most beautiful color selections that I've ever seen or that I own, but I don't think I would have ever bought this for myself, if that makes sense. But honestly, I think this is stunning. Like I said, I think this is my favorite color setup that I have. I just haven't used it yet. Like I said, it was a gift. It was a more recent gift, and I just haven't had a chance to dive in. But I feel like you can't go wrong with giving a palette like this to someone if they like makeup. Like, this is beautiful. It's called the Bare Necessities. And I also got a matching like brush set with it, which I use actually all the time. Like, with this makeup look, I use some of those brushes that I got, so I will have to say that. I'm also obsessed with the like faux crocodile texture that's on this. It's really nice. This one I have not used yet. This is definitely a harder color collection to, you know, do just a normal everyday look with. I feel like I need an occasion to use this palette, but it looks really beautiful, especially that lower left color called Dulam. I think it's Dulam. Yeah, these definitely aren't palettes that I would have purchased just on my own, but I was very happy to get these in my boxes. A stack of palettes, and I got literally all of these from BoxyCharm. I'm gonna show you them all, but not spend as much time because I don't really have many thoughts or feelings about these as much as the other palettes. Start with this one. This is a Tarte palette, and I guess this is more of a face palette, but it has eyeshadows in it. It's very neutral, as you can see by the packaging. It's actually beautiful packaging. Really nice. There's like a good weight to it. It has a good feeling. This is called the Clay Play palette. Very shiny, and it's just browns. It's literally browns. I haven't used this much because it's kind of boring. This is definitely not a palette I would have picked out for myself. However, the bronzers, I think it's this one over here. It's pretty nice. I've used the bronzer before. This isn't even an eyeshadow palette. It's a face shaping palette. These are definitely eyeshadows, but I guess these are really like to contour your eyes and your nose, I'm thinking, which makes sense. Maybe I'll try that. I'll try that next time. I don't really do much like eye or nose contour. It's not my thing. Then there's this one. I've used this one once. It was okay. This is by a brand called Dominique Cosmetics, which I actually have quite a few of their lip glosses, which I really, really like. That's my favorite thing from them. This is called Celestial Thunder, and it was like a BoxyCharm exclusive palette. Yeah, it's fun. It's okay. I don't really have any strong feelings about this. I'm probably going to collect a few of these and give them to some friends because I really, really don't need all of these. Okay, I'm not going to show you this one because it's not anything special, but BoxyCharm itself actually came out with a palette called Hello Charmer, and it was this one. Yeah, this is a little bit cooler than the sleeve. Yeah, it's just your symbol, some shimmers. The quality really, it wasn't that great. I tried it. this palette though, really great. I got a Morphe X Manny MUA palette that from the collab he did, and I was happy with this. I used this for a look, and I really liked it. Again, super neutral, super gold, warm toned, just everyone's favorite type of palette. This color, Fire Witch, was a beautiful dark peach. Beautiful. I was a little disappointed because for my skin tone, these highlighters were a little too dark, and I really wish I would have been able to use them. I love when eyeshadow palettes have highlighters in them. I get so excited. So excited. This was probably one of my favorite palettes I got from BoxyCharm, and I've used this many times. It's by Ofra Cosmetics, and it's more of a face palette, but that makes me love it even more. I've used everything in this palette and was happy with all of it. This blush is beautiful. So is this bronzer. I love swirling my highlighter brush right into this and just brushing all over. Such great qualities. The eyeshadow colors, all of them are awesome. I've even used this one over here, which was fun. This is one of those palettes where you can like pop it out and replace it, but obviously I haven't needed to replace anything yet, but I was insanely happy with this. It's called the mini mix palette Good to Go, which I think is a very accurate name for this beauty. I think the packaging could have had a little more zhuzh, to better display how great it is on the inside. Okay, and then we have another Tarte palette, which I liked this one way more, and I've used this many times. If you're a Tarte fan, you'll probably recognize this. It's a fan favorite. This is the Tarte Pro palette, and it's quite a staple for a lot of people. Oh gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. It's so difficult to like not show the mirror. Oh well. Here it is. As you can see, it's quite basic. But like in the best way. I realize that basic could be like a negative term, but I mean that in the best way. I love the purpley, browny, pinky colors in this, and they're really nice quality. I really enjoyed the very like feminine yet dark and warm, earthy is a great color looks I created with this. It's a winner for me. plastic 9-pan palettes. This is a slightly newer one, but these three are so old. Like, I think these were the first 9-pan eyeshadow palettes, or first eyeshadow palettes I think Colourpop ever did. And every month they like released like a new color. This was the first one I got, and it was like released on St. Patrick's Day. Obviously it's green, and I've actually used this so many times. Like, I've gotten my use out of this palette. I felt like the greens they chose were doable. They were wearable. Like, obviously you're doing a green look if that's what's happening, but it wasn't overwhelming, and I had so much fun with this palette. I do love green eyeshadow. I really think I do. The names were also really cool. Gives my Haas, Olive You, Mary Jane, Mo Bamba, Big Banks. I thought they were fun. And the name of the palette is just my luck. Just my luck. This is like so OG for me. I loved this palette. And then again, pink. Like I've said, I loved pinks. This was the Ooh La La pink palette. And I also, like, super messy. You can see where my nail gouged it out. But I loved this one so much. I had so much fun. These two were so beautiful. So beautiful. And fun to play with. I don't really use these anymore just for safety reasons. These shadows are very old. So I think I really keep these palettes for nostalgic purposes, I would say. I don't even know when the last time Colourpop sold these was. Years ago. The other one I had was Soul, and this was obviously orange based, but this is the one I used the least. I think I'd probably use it more now, but back when I was using this, definitely just didn't gravitate towards it as much. I don't know, maybe because I had so many other palettes with these type of colors. And then on Colourpop's 5-year anniversary, they did a whole watermelon collection, and I got the watermelon palette because it reminded me so much of the others. And these colors, they did such a good job. Like, doesn't that just scream watermelon to you? Really cool, really unique reds in there. Like, really unique. I really should dive into this more. Like, that gold they got has like a slight red tint. Like, oh, that's so fun. I also got some skincare products from that collection that I used so quickly. This palette was called Main Squeeze. Main squeeze. Okay, we are on as always, I will see you